All right.
All right. Good morning.
Good morning, Tellman.
You know what time it is?
It's time to get shit done.
It is, in fact, time to get shit done. Welcome to Get Shit Done Show, episode 51. Episode 51. So the real question is, what shit are we getting done? What shit are we getting done today? And we're going to get started with some positive focus, and we're going to dive in. We're going to dive into the weekly plan and see where things are going well and where things are going off the rails. I'm noticing that my internet is choppy this morning, so we'll see about that. I'll see what I can change. Oh, great. Now not
Great.
only is my choppy, but now my camera has shut off. So that's
All
a
right.
wonderful opportunity, Eric, for you to do your positive focus and maybe a pitch for the Pure Path to Prosperity. Go for it.
Okay. So my positive focus for today is all right. So the other day, I was sitting here in the house and I was just thinking, I really want to sell one of these water ionizers. And then all of a sudden somebody knocked on the door and, the saying opportunity knocks. And it was this woman and she was kind of frantic and she was just saying something about water and there was flooding and water everywhere and she was running and she brought us back to her house and it was the neighbor lady a couple houses down and she had a water filter underneath her kitchen sink and it was not connected properly and there's water gushing out everywhere all over the place all over the kitchen floor and yeah, my girlfriend and I were trying to help her and she shut off the water main so it stopped flooding. There's still water just everywhere, all over the kitchen, all over underneath the sink. And we spent about an hour trying to get the filter back in place and it wasn't lining up properly. We couldn't get it in. And this whole time I'm thinking like this lady needs a Kangen machine in her house, and I felt a lot of just kind of like internal resistances, like not wanting to like pitch this lady in her own kitchen, but then I'm like, there I am, like dealing, I felt like she could really use a Kangen machine in her kitchen. And I did mention it and I got her number. She sent me a text, so I have her number, and we did wind up we were able to fix her water filter situation, but it's just some like crappy Costco under the sink thing that just takes chlorine out and definitely doesn't do all the things that a Kangen machine does. And um, yeah, she didn't seem like too eager to jump on it right away, but I sent her an informative video, and the next step is we're gonna invite her over to try the water and try all the different types of water that these Kangen machines produce. And that's something that I'm gonna be talking about. Oh, Tellman, you missed the story. You'll have to go back and listen to it. I was
Oh, I
talking
didn't
about
miss
the.
anything. I didn't
Oh, you
miss
heard it
anything. I
all.
heard the whole thing. It
Okay,
was
great.
awesome. It was off the
Yeah.
opportunity knocks and the woman with the water
Yeah.
problems. Yeah, I heard the
Right.
whole
So
thing.
we're gonna invite her over and to try the water, all the various types of water, and she's like a beautician or esthetician or whatever, and I feel like she'll really like the beauty water, which is like matches the pH of your skin, and it's like a natural toner, astringent cleanser. So
It'd be
the
great
sick
for something for her to serve to her clients while she's working on,
exactly right,
yeah.
yeah. And so yeah, we'll see what happens there. That's my positive
Yeah.
focus. And if you're interested to learn more about these Kangen water ionizers, I'm going to be talking about that in my Wave of Prosperity webinar inside my Facebook group, Pure Path to Prosperity.
Cool.
And you can find the link to my Facebook group in the description of this video, or you can just look up Pure Path to Prosperity on Facebook, and I'll see you there.
Awesome. Awesome. Rock and roll. Rock and roll. Well, I mean, learning how to spot those opportunities in real life when they come across and then to move on them instead of letting your anxiety or your fear or your hesitation be the dominant force. Like really focus on helping people, right? Like
Right.
and do you have just the one iron ionizer or do you have more than one?
Um, I just have the one. Well, I mean, I have the bath and shower unit also. It's like your own private hot spring. It puts like Japanese hot spring minerals in it and has these powerful magnets that restructure the water and also a filter that takes all the chlorine out. But that one's not for drinking. That's just for bathing.
Right. I
Yep.
was like, maybe you could, if you had an extra water ionizer, it's like maybe you could lend
Oh,
it to
you
it for a week.
loan
You
it
know what I
out.
mean?
Yeah, right.
Something like that. Maybe it would even be worth looking on eBay or something and seeing if there are any used ones that you could buy even cheaper than having to buy one new, and you could
Have
literally
a
use it
loaner
for,
one. Yeah, right.
loaning, right?
Yep. Yep.
Um, well, so okay, so I guess I'll do my positive focus. So, Eric, one of the things that I mean, this morning you're having a very challenging time coming up with a clear question for today's
Right.
episode,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
And I was venting to my girlfriend either last night or this morning,
Hmm.
because sometimes I get hypnosis clients that fill out their intake form.
Right.
So when people become hypnosis clients, they go to workwithtellman.com, they watch my video, they decide that they want a hypnosis session. Most of my clients are entrepreneurs or wantrepreneurs. They
Hmm.
want to make more money. They want to be more focused. They want to have more follow through. They want to have a successful business. Some of my clients have very successful businesses and are looking to accelerate their progress and take it up a notch. Yet others are perpetually stuck in getting started mode. And when and on the intake form, I have some basic questions for people. The questions are, what's the biggest problem or challenge that you want help with?
Yep.
Or what's the ability or skill you want to enhance or improve or strengthen? How will your life be different once this problem is solved? And why haven't you already solved this problem? What's standing in your way? Some people take the time to answer specifically, and they give me some actual context about what's actually happening in their life, about what they're actually doing to screw up their life, and what they actually need help with in order to do better. And others are completely vague,
Okay. Hmm.
wide sweeping generalities,
Yep.
absolute. They tell me nothing about themselves or their life, and they use generalized, vague terms that talk about nothing. And
Hmm.
I was pissed because I had a client that filled out a form that they told me nothing useful whatsoever. They
Okay.
told me nothing about them, and they told me nothing about their business. They told me nothing about what they're struggling with. They just said they want to start doing the business and to, and they said they need to get organized so that they can do the business.
Yep.
That's nothing. It means nothing. There's nothing. And so I'm very appreciative of clients who have some degree of self-awareness and self-reflection and actually think about, hey, what do I need to do? How do I need to improve myself in order to improve my situation? And Tellman, how can you help me to do that? Right.
Right.
And so that's, we can all get stuck in this vague generality state. It happens to everyone, often when we're stressed, feeling confused, uncertain about what the next move is, and we don't have clarity, right? So this morning, when you were like, I don't know what question to focus on, I found that your language in your chat was exactly the same, and I was like, oh,
Right.
that's interesting. I often find that people fill out the intake form the same way that they answer questions when we're on the Zoom live.
Okay.
And some people really do take the time to they really do take the time to get clear, and others, they don't put in the effort.
Okay.
And so it's Thursday morning, we're midweek, you're trying to get some shit done, and then you and I were talking a little bit before we went live to get a little bit more clear on what you actually want help with today.
Yep.
And well, you revealed that your webinar attendance isn't where you want it to be.
It's not. Yeah, it really
As
isn't.
a matter of fact, your webinar traffic to your landing page isn't where you want it to be.
It's not. Yep.
People. So, if your whole business is fueled on getting people onto a webinar and booking calls, if nobody's registering for a webinar, you're done. Okay, you're dead in the water. And all of your focus should be on getting people to register for your webinar. And you should be frantically searching everywhere you can for tips, tricks, suggestions, techniques to improve your copy, improve your cook, improve your headline, improve your registration page, improve your posts, so that you're actually offering something that people want. Right now, you're offering something that nobody cares about.
Yeah, apparently.
And you can tell because nobody's registering, like people aren't registering in droves for your webinar. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's true. And then there's the algorithm part too, and I don't know what's what. It's hard to tell sometimes, because I know if you use certain languaging on Facebook, they don't show your post to anybody.
I can tell you right now why it's not the algorithm.
Okay.
The reason I know it's not the algorithm is because I'm making an assumption. I could be wrong. Did you message every member of your group this week?
I did not.
No, that's how I know it's not the algorithm.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
So here's the thing, dude. You have the issue is that you're not showing enough care for your people.
Okay.
You're not helping them enough. You're not trying to help them enough to know what they want help with, and to be able to articulate it in their words in a way that resonates back to them.
Right.
If you were in there helping them every day, you absolutely would have a clearer idea on what their issues and their needs and their challenges and their difficulties are.
Right. Yeah, that's one thing I haven't been doing, is mass messaging all of the people in my group. I've been making posts in my group and on my page asking, what people are wanting to create in their life and what blockages they're encountering and that kind of thing. And I'll get a couple of likes and clicks, but nobody's engaging with it. Nobody wants to talk about what their struggles are, at least not like in a open post, maybe.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
and I even set the example by like putting what mine was, and I made a big long in the comment section to like lead the way. But yeah, nobody was really engaging with it.
Yeah, I mean, and sometimes this does take time, but the reality is, if you're hitting the nail right on the head with a topic that's top of mind, like, people are gonna jump at your post, they're gonna respond to your post, they're gonna opt into the webinar, they're gonna show up to the webinar, and then they're gonna buy stuff. When you're doing this right, that's how this works.
Okay. Yep.
Right. Now, it's not about the webinar. So I like the idea behind the wave of prosperity, but what is the wave of prosperity webinar going to do for me? I have no idea. None. I don't know what problem it solves.
Right.
And I don't know what skill or ability or magic trick it's going to give me. Nothing.
Right.
Super vague. Right.
Okay.
So let's get back down to it. So weekly plan. I'm looking at the weekly plan, and these are the notes that I wrote down while we were talking on Monday. And you said yourself that you have been doing some of these, but you haven't been doing all of them.
Yep.
Right. So this week,
pull it up on
February 17th. Interestingly enough, for some reason, I wrote February 17th to February 20th. It's February 20th today, but it's not the end of the week. So I don't know why I wrote that.
Okay.
So here's what you're going to get done. You're going to reach out to 10 Kagan / network marketing leaders for interviews.
Yep.
Did you do that?
I got one confirmation from somebody, and they haven't got they got back to me real quick when they said that they would love to do an interview with
Hold
me,
on.
but
So
they
hold
haven't
on.
agreed to a date
Right,
yet.
right.
So yeah,
But the thing is, reach out to 10. Did you reach out to 10?
reach out to 10. I haven't reached out to 10. No.
Okay. So that's one thing that you committed to doing. Reach out to the remaining 10 today. Just blank.
Okay.
Just bang it. I know we said don't go too fast or whatever, but like,
yeah, so that's
it's
kind of
almost
what
the
I
end
was
of the week.
going with. Just
It's
do a
almost
couple at a time.
But it's almost the end of the week. That's like 2 a day for 5 days or something. But like,
Yep.
reach out to 9 more, or however many you need to reach out to.
All right.
Do one expert network marketing interview.
Mm-hmm.
Did you do one yet?
No, yeah, I haven't got a date commitment from the person that said yes.
Right. So reach out to the 10 and then try to do one today or tomorrow. Bang it out.
Yeah, I'll do that.
You're like, great, I committed to doing one this week. Are you down to do it today or tomorrow? Right?
Yep.
We can freestyle it, whatever, you know?
Yep.
Weekly webinar. Did you do your weekly webinar?
I did.
Yes. Awesome.
Yep.
Check. Promote webinar in stories on your page with written posts, with short form video posts in your group and on your page, and an email broadcast every day.
I've not been consistent enough with that. I've been a little bit here and there, but I really need to be plastering that.
It's true.
Yep.
5 days of sales training, 60 minutes per day.
I have been not consistent with that either. I have the time that I have spent with it I've been very present and super focused and taking excellent notes. I'll take an hour of training and spend 2 hours with it and keep pausing, taking notes. But yeah, I've not been consistent every day with it.
Okay.
And that's something that I really need to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there are two things happening here. There's the things that you're doing.
Yep.
The things that are on the to-do list this week.
Yep.
But then there's the training yourself to follow through on the things that you say you're going to do.
That's a key thing that I really need to work on that one.
I triple dog dare you.
Okay.
To do 75 hard.
Okay.
And, if it's appropriate, and if she's 110% on board, but if it's anything less than that, don't. I would challenge Claudia to do 75 hard too, with the focus of developing consistent action and commitment to yourself to follow through on the daily tasks that you say you're going to do no matter what.
Right. Okay.
Okay. Mm-hmm. A small improvement on that will create a vast improvement in the results in your business.
True.
Okay.
Right. Okay. Yep.
And right now that's something you're not do. I mean, I didn't tell you had to do those things. You said you were going to do those things.
True. Yep.
And again, I'm not bulletproof. I screw things up all day, every day. Like, right. So I can sound very confident and very awesome when I'm giving someone else advice, but like you could probably be giving me just as big of a smackdown right now.
Sure.
Okay.
Yep.
So like, reality check for a second. But with that said, if you're trying to get better results, more people on your webinar, then a couple of things. One is you okay, so one is consistent action. So just start nailing those things, dude. Like have that Google Doc be the first tab that opens up in your computer when you open up Chrome in the morning. Like set it as one of the tabs that automatically opens, and we'll keep it updated every week. And then focus on knocking those things out. Right? Super important. And training yourself to get better at that is also super important. If you go to 75hard.com and you opt in, there's a podcast episode that explains the whole thing. There's a $5 app that I would recommend. If you do it, I would get the app. And there's like a $20 or $30 book. And there's a new book. The old book was called 75 Hard. The new book, I believe, is called Mental Toughness. I haven't read the new book yet, but I know the new book contains the old book. So I encourage I encourage you or I encourage you and possibly Claudia if she genuinely wants to join you in it, like listen to the podcast together and see if you both want to do it.
Yep.
It's easier if you're doing it with someone else.
All right.
Because it does create it creates conflict because you're prioritizing other things. Right. So by
Yep.
nature, that creates push. I've had 75 hard pushback with my kids. I've had
Yeah, you
75
mentioned that.
hard pushback with my ex-wife
Okay.
as it relates to my kids.
Yep.
I've had 75 hard challenges because my kids felt like I was prioritizing 75 hard stuff over them. Right. Like, so it's not easy. Right. And that's kind of part of the point.
Okay.
Right. I mean, it's called 75 hard for a reason.
For
right?
a reason. Yeah. It's not 75 easy.
No, it's designed to be difficult, and it's designed to train you to do difficult things as your norm. Right.
Okay.
To embrace them. So that's a big piece. It's not the only piece, but honestly, that one thing will totally change things for you.
Okay.
Practically speaking, like on the ground, let's get down and dirty with what you actually are trying to accomplish. So focus on your numbers. So first of all, right now you are having people register for a webinar. I think that's good. And long term, that might not be the way that you generate leads. You might use a Facebook lead form. You might have people opt in for an ebook. You might have people opt in for a video series that you make. You might have people opt in for a community. You might have people opting in to join your Facebook group. I mean, there's a lot of different ways you can get people to opt in.
Right. Okay.
And so though I do think that a webinar is a medium that your people are going to respond to, I think your messaging is probably off.
Probably.
Okay?
Yeah. Yeah. It's
And
something I need to dial in.
what you need to do is you need to do a new webinar every week. Okay. That doesn't mean the content has to be completely different.
All right.
But new landing page.
Okay.
New headline.
All right.
New hook.
Okay.
New bullet points. All focused on a different issue. Every week, do a different one until you hit a home run.
All right.
And then keep doing them. Okay. But you want to go through and do, like, over the course of a year, you're going to do 52 webinars or so. And out of those 52, 3 of them might be a home run. 1 of them, like, out of 50 unique webinars, 1 of them is going to do the best.
Okay, cool. Yep.
Right. Just to be clear, like 1 of them will be your winner.
Right.
And then when you get a winner, do that again in a month. Like,
okay.
Try some other things and make sure your topics are all responding to your people's concerns and challenges and problems and difficulties, so that they see and feel that you're actually creating things in response to them.
Sure. Yeah, that makes sense. Yep.
So, like, you have a Facebook group with a new Facebook group that's less than 2 months old with hundreds of people in it who want a more prosperous life. Okay. So, if you reached out to the 10 top people in Kagan and asked to interview them, and then if you asked them why they think people aren't opting into your webinar, and you showed them your webinar page and asked them what they think you could do to improve it, whether it's during the interview or before or after the interview.
Okay.
What do you think that might do for you?
I would get expert feedback and clarity on what I can do to improve it, which will get me better results.
That's right.
Yep.
So, and we'll give you ideas to try new things for the following week, right? Like, get advice from so I will happily give you some advice, being in the marketing game for over 20 years,
Cool.
And I'm not a Kangen expert, and I'm not a network marketer. I haven't enjoyed my network marketing experiences so far, so I don't lean in that direction.
Yep.
But what you're experiencing is super common, and it's what's happening is nobody's interested, because you're not providing them what they want,
Right.
or they'd be really interested. If you said, I'm going to send a free pizza to the first 100 people that respond to this post, you're probably going to get 500 responses.
Probably. Yep.
Okay. You see? And pizza's not, I mean, most pizza's not even that great, but like but everybody likes pizza. You know what I mean? Like even a bad free pizza is a pretty good deal, right? Like, so, if you're having a hard time coming up with questions, I would suggest that the actual issue is you're not taking enough responsibility to truly help these people, as I said earlier.
Yep.
And like getting to know them on a personal basis
Yep.
is the answer. So like step 1, text them individually. If you find that no one's responding to your individual texts, that would be a little unusual, especially if they're on your friends list, which most of the people that have joined your group probably are.
Most of them are.
Probably
Yeah, I mean, my experience with the first wave of reach outs, it was pretty good. A lot of people were very responsive. And, it's kind of like a sorting game. You sort out the ones that are responsive, the ones that are like engage a little bit, and then there's ones that, really want to talk about things and are, some of the people I'm not in a position where I can really help them with anything. But then some of the people definitely I feel are.
What do you mean
And
some of the people you're not in a position where you can help them with anything? What do you mean by that?
just like the things they're telling me about that they're trying to create in their life, it's just kind of like outside of the scope of what I'm doing or know anything about. Like they're publishing books and that kind of thing, or like wanting to publish a book or something like that. I don't know. I mean, yeah, I created an ebook, but it's not something that's published or like out there, I'm not
All
part
right,
of
dude.
making money with it and that kind
So
of
check
thing.
it out.
Yep.
Focus more on focus more on being genuinely interested in what they have going on.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay? It's not your job to help them publish their ebook,
Right.
but like the underlying emotions that are there that are preventing them from executing on it.
Mm-hmm.
Like that is an issue. They say, well, like what are you struggling with around that? Where are you stuck?
Yep.
And have you considered this? Have you considered that? I just did a YouTube search and I think I found a video that might be able to help you. Here's a link.
Okay, cool. Right.
Right.
Yep.
Especially if they seem like someone you genuinely would like to have as a committed member of your team.
Sure. Yep.
If they don't seem like the kind of person that you'd be want to communicating with on a regular basis, help them, but you don't have to try to like bring them in close.
Yep.
Right.
Okay.
Also, share at least one, if not a handful, of really valuable mindset and or prosperity and or network marketing videos and posts in your group that ideally, dude, go to your top 10 network marketers that you're going to reach out to and start sharing their stuff in your group.
Sharing their content.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure.
You want them in your group anyway, right?
Yep.
Okay. Being like, and it's kind of like affiliate marketing in that you're sharing their stuff to see how your people respond.
Okay.
Right. But what it comes down to, dude, is whether it's an email list or a Facebook group or Messenger or what have you. If you want a responsive list and you want a responsive audience, you need to be a more responsive leader.
Okay.
Like
Yeah, that makes
you
sense.
need to
Yep.
set the responsive example for a year, every day, or the rest of your life. I mean, like, and you will absolutely attract more people that are like that. And so, if well, watch this. Let me try something.
Okay.
When you go into someone else's group,
Mm-hmm.
right? When you go into someone else's Facebook group or school group and you put content in there, or your response, like, well, okay. So what I'm saying is you've had good luck going into other people's groups and interacting with people and even
Yeah.
getting people to follow you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you do the same thing in your own group?
I mean, the rules are different in other people's groups. You have to be more careful and kind of tiptoe around. And some groups are, most
Yeah,
groups you can't be like self-promotional or like sign up for my webinar. Here's the link. A lot of groups you can't share links. You can't drive traffic from other people's group, openly.
right. I know there are
Yeah.
more rules in other people's groups,
Yeah.
but that's not what I'm asking.
Okay. Yep.
How do you get attention in other people's groups?
I am engaging in conversations, either starting conversations or engaging in conversations that are already happening.
Okay, and are you doing that in your group?
I am attempting to start conversations in my group, and I'm finding a lack of engagement in the conversations I'm starting. Yeah, even when the conversation is geared at helping, asking them what are they trying to create in life, what are their obstacles, what are their biggest challenges. Yeah, all just kind of geared at helping them get unstuck. And oh, are you there, Tellman? Your
Yeah.
screen just is showing
Oh, am I getting space again?
I think I'm having internet issues.
Oh, you're having internet issues. Okay. How are we doing? Maybe I'm having internet issues.
I'm not sure if I'm streaming or not. It appears that I'm having internet connectivity issues.
Can you or can't you hear me? Huh. Interesting. Okay. Well, we're having slight technical difficulties, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's try this. Okay. I don't know if my internet just froze up or what happened.
How's it working now?
It seems to be okay now.
Okay, great.
Yeah. Did my screen freeze up or what happened there?
You just kept talking, but my screen was I don't know if it was me, you, or StreamYard, but one way or the
Okay.
other, I
Yep.
think we're
back.
I think we're back. So
Yeah.
that's good. So while we were futzing around there, I just made a post in your group and it said, "What network marketing companies have you joined?"
Oh, cool.
Okay.
Sweet. Yeah.
So that's called a conversation starter.
That is. Yep.
Okay. It's not about Kangen. It's not about you. It's completely about them and their experience. Right.
Yep.
So couple things. So when you're making like a survey or a application or intake form for someone to fill out before they talk to you, for example, for a strategy session or a sales call.
Yep.
There are a few different types of questions you can ask, right?
Right.
One are administrative questions like what's their contact info, name, email, phone number. Another, so those are slightly intrusive, but they don't have to think about them too much. If they're willing, if they want what you're doing, and they're willing to give you their contact information so you can tell them how to get it, like that's not so bad.
Yep.
If you want to ask them questions about themselves, now they're going to have to reveal something, and they're going to have to do some self-reflection. And so the way to reduce the number of people that fill out your application is to ask a bunch of questions that require them to fill out an empty space and answer about themselves and their experience and their motivations and their challenges, in open form, like type your answer in below,
Mm-hmm.
A much, much, much easier way is to ask them multiple choice questions.
Okay, right.
And even easier is to ask multiple choice questions, one per page, right? There's a question and A, B, or C. Ding, ding, ding. Move on.
Right.
Right. Like you can ask 10 multiple choice questions and get people to fill that out pretty easy. And maybe like one question at the end where they actually have to write some stuff. But if you're, point is that doing polls in your group about who they are, what they're about, how
Yeah, I
old
like
they
that
are,
idea.
like what's their experience, all
Mm-hmm.
this kind of stuff. I just did a poll, for example,
Mm-hmm.
in the Get Shit Done group, and I'm going to go in there.
Cool.
I basically said, what are you, I think you answered the poll, actually.
Yeah, I remember seeing your poll. I think I did answer it.
So,
Plug my phone in here.
yeah. So one thing that you can do is you can go and, you can go and watch videos about how to get more engagement in your Facebook group. Like you can watch YouTube videos on that all day long.
Yep. Okay, cool.
So one thing that I would definitely do is study how to light your group on fire and look for videos that are like made in the last year.
All right. Yeah, I'll do that.
Right. Okay, so I'm just going to give you a couple of very interesting examples from. I'm looking in the Get Shit Done group. I have roughly 100 more members than you. You have 360.
360 people. Yeah.
I have 436.
Mm-hmm.
Interestingly enough, it capped out at 437 for like the last week for some reason. I don't quite understand why. And I haven't had a whole lot of people joining. So a couple in the last week. But I have 5,000 friends on Facebook, close to anyway.
Yep.
And a ton of the people in the group are friends from my life that I know exactly who they are, and they live locally, or they used to. I went to college with them, or whatever, right? So I did a post. So I'm just going to give you some case studies here.
Cool.
I did a post 18 hours ago, and it was one of those headline style colored background headline posts. And out of my 436 people, it only reached 80 of them. And out of those 80, I have 8 comments. And the post is, I did at everyone even. And for whatever reason, this particular time, the at everyone tag didn't take. It's so weird when that does.
Yeah, it is. I know. Yeah, I've noticed that also.
And it says, we just reopened our GSD, S is a $, our GSD school community. Who wants in? Okay. That's the post. And I have my friend from college, Kermit, responded with a question mark because he had no, and I responded back to him with 2 question marks.
Okay.
And then he said, what is it? And I said, it's a productivity community for entrepreneurs. We train entrepreneurs to get shit done. And then he gave it a heart, but he didn't. He didn't ask to join the community.
Yeah.
We also
it's a great name, Kermit.
Yeah.
You don't hear that often.
No, Kermit's a character.
Yeah.
Karen Warren Castleberry says me. A client of mine named Liz says me, and an old marketing friend named Chris Chico says me. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 people from the entire 400 and however many people. Only 4 people saw this and responded. Why? Great question. I don't know the answer why. I posted an episode of Get Shit Done, episode 50 from yesterday. I shared it in the community. Awesome episode yesterday.
It was, yeah.
18 people. It only reached 18 people.
Really?
Okay?
Oh, wow. I haven't checked on my page yet to see how many people it reached.
Well, that's inside the group. That's inside.
Oh, that's inside the group. Okay, got you.
Yep. Inside the group. Now I did another headline style post with a red background, and it says, "What are you struggling to get done the most right now?" Grand total of 4 comments. One of them was from a local guy named Glenn, and I responded to him, and he responded to me. And then another is from this woman, Karen. And that's interesting because she also responded to the previous post. I don't know Karen, but interestingly enough, is this the same woman? Oh, interesting. It must be. Maybe she changed her last name in the last day or something. But like a few days ago, another Karen, who probably is the same one. Let me see. That's weird. Nope. This Karen is a... That's so weird, dude. I have 2 Karen Warrens, and they're both active in the group. And one of them is a African-American, dark-skinned woman. And one of them is a blonde-haired... Oh, Karen Christine. And then I have Karen Warren.
Okay. Different last
whatever.
names. Yep.
2 Karens, totally different. They both happen to be active. One of them shared a post recently. And that's good. But then a few days ago, on a whim, on February 18th, I did a poll. And the poll says, what is preventing you from moving forward the most? At everyone, which also didn't seem to take. We'd love to hear what you have to say. And I would have expected imposter syndrome to be very high up on the list. 0 votes. Procrastination is number 1 with 40%.
Okay.
Overwhelm is number 2 with 28%. Shiny object syndrome, number 3 with 16%. Perfectionism, also 0. And paralysis by analysis, 16%. So procrastination, overwhelm, and shiny object syndrome were the 2. And 25 votes. Okay.
All right.
25 votes and 2 comments. Still not a ton, but
not a ton, but some.
A lot more than some of my other recent posts. A few days prior, I also asked the question, what are you struggling to get done the most right now? 48 reach, 0 responses. Okay. I did another post. It was a written post with an image that says, have you tried hypnosis to break through your money blocks? Details in post. And I have a short, a text post, 10 sentences, and 1 comment. Okay. Yep. So that didn't work very well. Point being is that I really reached out to a lot of folks. So here's one more though that I did on February 4th. Okay, so I did another background image post, and this one says how to get more done in 90 days than you did last year. Fire emoji, spiral emoji, big strong bicep flexing arm emoji, and then it says details in description. And that one got 22 comments. All right. Okay. So that one was around productivity, right? So I guess my point is that you need to keep trying stuff.
Yeah, I see.
Right. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say what I see that you're doing is just trying a lot of different things and then going back and analyzing what's hitting and what's not hitting, and then you can obviously double down on the things that are getting more results than other things, and then see if there's a pattern with that. And yeah, that's something that I haven't been doing, and I see that I could be.
Yep.
Yep.
So here's the other thing is I'm analyzing it right now. And one of my
Okay.
biggest problems is that I don't normally take the time to actually go and analyze the stuff.
All right.
I happen to be right now because the topic came up and we're
Yeah.
talking about it. But like, I'm not saying I should be doing that more, but I don't. And so, but now look at this. I'm scrolling even further, and on December 30th, I did a poll, and this one has 51 votes.
Okay, cool.
And this is even cooler. What best describes you?
I like
And
that. Yeah, that's
I
a good
typed in a
question.
bunch of things, right?
Right.
Entrepreneur, solopreneur, entrepreneur, business owner, serial entrepreneur, team member for someone else's business, or something else. Tell us in the comments. And Matt Gill, old friend, says #1 salesman in my company.
Nice.
which he always does. And so it also has a whole bunch of comments. And what I am noticing is that on all of these posts that have not as many comments as I wish they did, like this poll that I made with all these comments,
Yep.
I didn't even bother to like any of them or reply to any of them. Okay, this is me screwing everything up. So like I'm seeing this treasure trove of people that have responded to my stuff a while back, that if I had fanned the flame on it and been on it and responded, instead of having 50 comments, this would have had 150 comments.
Exactly.
Okay. And when people jump in and do the polls and do the comments, and they like the stuff and they take the survey or whatever, then they're going to be notified when other people are interacting with that, right? And then things snowball. So I'm just scrolling down. Here's another one, and this was right at the beginning. This was right at the beginning of the Get Shit Done Facebook group, but it says, "What shit are you going to get done in 2025? Hashtag Get Shit Done." 12 comments, right? And again, I liked a lot of them, but I did not go in and respond to every one of them.
Okay.
Okay. And I did not go in and message everyone that responded to continue the conversation.
Yep.
Okay. So there are also people that early on in the group absolutely posted did a post like Rick is somebody that we interviewed for the Tellman and Thelman show, and he made a post where he said, "I'm really struggling with time allocation and prioritizing tasks and projects so I don't get overwhelmed." Great. I totally could have made a video or did a valuable response to that. I did not. I did not.
Still could.
So did I show anyone that I'm actually paying attention and helping? No. It's a ghost town because I'm a ghost town, right? So so I'm saying this because again, like I know what makes the difference. And I'm guilty, but like we're doing the same stupid crap right now. So I have another person, Alana, who I don't know Alana, but like she posted a picture of her cat, black cat. I used to have black cats. I actually did respond to that one. I said, "Happy New Year." Anyway, point being, that I have not, my group isn't as responsive as I want. And when I'm giving you advice, I'm going into my group and I'm looking at the posts and I'm seeing that I'm not as responsive as my group wants. My fault, not theirs. So I don't know his exact quote because I guess it was quoted to me from someone else, so it might not even be accurate. But so Alex Hermosi is not the founder, but he is the front man of School.
Right.
And he's a fitness guy, direct response marketer, very smart.
Yeah, he is.
And he says something along the lines of 90 minutes a day in your school group, interacting with people, 90 minutes a day of creating content on social and in your school group and putting out there, and 90 minutes a day of private messaging. Like, you know,
Yep.
if you want to make any money, you know, that's 4.5 hours. Step one. Step
Yep.
one. Right. And so you've got to put the time into connecting with the people that you've got.
Sure.
And
Yeah, I
so
feel that.
400 people is not that many.
It's not that many. Yeah,
You
no, it's
quite literally.
Mhm.
You quite literally could open a conversation with all 400 of them today, though I don't recommend it.
I think that would cause burnout. Yeah.
Yeah,
And I think I would fail to like really be personal with each one of them at
right.
that
Yeah, at
level.
some point you're gonna
Yeah.
be like,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
so on the other hand, if you do a Pomodoro chunk
hmm
just for group outbound messaging,
Yeah, I like that idea.
25 minutes.
That's going
Okay.
on my list. Yep.
Think about how many conversations you could actually start in 25 minutes. Holy smokes, like 100,
Yep.
right?
So
Probably
many.
more. But if you did that every day, you know, tomorrow,
Mhm.
you're going to need to respond, you know, like go back through and respond to everyone that has responded to you for the first, you know, 10 minutes. And then for the next 10 minutes, reach out to some new people. Right. But
Right. Yep.
basically, like, get the pump primed, dude. And so the more you're interacting with people in your group, the more like directly, the more they're going to interact with you in the group, especially if you're like, hey, what's going on? Thanks for joining my Pure Path to Prosperity group. How's it going? You know, what are you working on these days? You know, open the conversation. Don't go straight for Kagan. Don't go straight
Yeah,
for
of
the
course.
opportunity.
Yep.
Don't go straight for booking a call. Just
Right.
engage with them, right?
Okay, cool.
And so when I look at my group and I go to my, let me see here. When I go to my group, the other thing about groups is that there is some sort of a gamification setting,
Oh
and
yeah?
yeah, like where you have challenges and that this kind of stuff.
No, I haven't found that yet. I'll have to look into that.
Yeah, where and you can see how you're doing, and they give you things to do every week, and so like that's something that you. So I'll figure out how to find that, and I'll let you know.
Cool. Yeah, I'll look into that. It seems like something like that, probably if you rise to the challenges and do them, it might, my intuition tells me it would probably push your content out to more people. I don't know that, but it seems like if they would go through the trouble of gamifying it like that,
Right.
maybe.
Right.
Yep.
So I mean, one would hope, right?
One would hope. Yeah.
So the other thing that I just did is I went in and I clicked on members in my
Okay.
group, and this is on my laptop, and I immediately see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 new members that I need to
Great.
do a welcome post for.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't done a welcome post in weeks, right? So like that's something that should be happening every week. And I wouldn't
Yep.
do, and I would like schedule it in on your calendar and do it manually. I wouldn't do the publish weekly option, at least not yet, because again, you want personalization, right?
Yep.
But I'm looking at the people, all statuses. Let's see. And I'm trying to sort them by people that I know, but I can't see this. So I'm just going to scroll down with my eyes. I see Michael. I see Rory. I see Brian. I see Teddy. I see Ken. So I have a bunch of people in my group that are like local friends, okay,
Cool.
that joined.
Yep.
I definitely am recognizing some names. I see Cindy, who I interviewed with Tellman and Fellman show. So that's the third Tellman and Fellman show person that I saw in here.
Cool.
Oh, I see Todd. Todd is, I went to high school with him, and I haven't talked to him since we graduated. Okay.
Oh, wow.
I see Jonathan Mizell, business partner, is in here. I see another girl I went to high school with. I see a local guy that's an artist. I see Flo, a friend of a friend. I see a bunch of marketing people. Another woman I went to college with. I see another paying client who is in here who recently became a hypnosis client. I see Paul Hoffman, who's been a longtime friend from the marketing and self-improvement world. Chris Chico from the marketing space. Simon Headley from the marketing space. I see Jerome, who's a private client, and is paid to become a private client. I see you, Eric. And there are a bunch of names that are like vaguely familiar, but I can't quite put my finger on them.
Right.
I know them because they followed me, or we've interacted before. I see Jeff Levine from Silk City Hot Sauce, local friend and hot sauce guy. I see another private client. I see another private client. I see another friend, another local friend. I see another woman that's been following me for a bajillion years, and has bought a bunch of my stuff, but a few months ago canceled the one of the monthly programs that she was in because it wasn't right for her anymore. And
Okay.
she is following me here. Right. And
Cool.
I see another woman that I went to witch school with a while back. I see another private client. Anyway, I see an old marketing friend from Nitro Marketing back in the day. Anyway, my point is there are a crap load of people in my group that I totally have existing friendships and relationships with that deserve more of my attention and would probably help me spread the word about my stuff if I actually showed them that I cared about them.
Gotcha. Yep.
Okay. Exactly. They're all sitting right there. So like, what's something that you could do or teach for your people that you know would be valuable to a lot of them, that they would really want?
Yeah, I think about this stuff a lot throughout the day lately, and what keeps coming to me, and we talked a little bit about this the other day, and um I think what you told me about it was that maybe that wouldn't be useful for them, but I kind of feel like it would be, and that's personal branding.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's just like a foundational element of if you want to create something online, like an online business, work from home opportunity, regardless of it, whether it's with me or not,
right.
Having a solid personal brand is something, yeah, absolutely foundational that everybody needs. And a lot of people don't even understand what that is or how to create that. And a lot of people are already doing that and they didn't even know that that's what it was. They just have a social media presence. They talk about the things that they like to do. And
okay. So what is a personal? Okay. So first of all, feel free to prove me wrong about the personal brand thing. Like go for it. Okay. Like, cool. I'm not saying a personal brand's not valuable. Like I've been doing the marketing guru thing for over 20 years. Like I'm like, I just kind of show up and I be myself, and I'm kind of eccentric and loud and into a bunch of weird stuff, and so that I'm an entrepreneur and a hypnotist who likes hot sauce and I like barefoot running. That's kind of my personal brand.
That's your brand, yeah.
And people who are like a little bit off center really like me. Creative entrepreneurs really like me. Athletes who are also entrepreneurs really like me. And but like I don't attract like a lot of super jocks. And I don't attract a lot of like fundamentalist Christians, and I don't attract a lot of whatever. So there's certain types of people that I definitely attract. I tend to attract ADD people, fast thinking people, spontaneous people, people like trying new things. But maybe all of your people are desperately interested in developing a personal brand. If that's true, cool, you got a winner. If it's not true, doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter,
they need
right?
it.
Yep.
What matters is, so this
It's
is
what they
one thing-
want. Yeah.
Yeah, this is one thing that we really need to hammer home with you.
Okay. Yep.
Is that your job is to sell them what they want. Okay. And to give them what they need in the process.
Gotcha.
And
Yep.
or educate them on what they need, and then move from what they want into what they need in order to achieve the level of success that they want.
Yep.
And so maybe developing a personal brand is the answer, but what is the answer to? What is the problem that you think a personal brand is going to solve for your people?
It's going to be a platform where they can create a
No.
Okay.
I can tell. No. What's the actual problem you're going to solve?
What's the problem I'm going to solve is it's going to give them the opportunity to create a business online, to have a voice, a presence, and get people. It's going to attract their people to them.
Okay.
Yeah.
How to attract perfect prospects.
Right.
That's the name of your next webinar.
Okay.
By the way. Okay.
All right.
So I'm going to recommend a couple of things, dude. I want you to for the next week, I want you to run some sort of a survey or poll in your group every day.
All right.
Different every day. Okay. Use ChatGPT. Come up with no more than 3 to 5 answers for that are pre-written. Okay.
Yep.
Here's an interesting one you could try. Network marketing pop quiz.
Okay.
Question of the day.
I like that. Yeah.
Ask them a question, right? And then give them 5 answers that all sound like they could be the right answer. Right? And then right? And then afterward, after you publish it, then do a video or a short telling people about the poll and asking them to answer it, and that you're going to reveal the answer tomorrow in tomorrow's update.
Okay.
So this way, and you don't need to do it forever, but the whole point is get engagement and get to know these people. Okay.
Right. Gotcha. Yep.
So if you're asking them questions about themselves or try the pop quiz thing, it might be people might not be willing to answer it publicly if they don't know the answer. But
maybe not.
When we ask them what best describes you, for example, there's no wrong answer to. So when you ask questions, open-ended, opinion-based questions where they cannot be wrong, that way they can share something about themselves without fear of ridicule. Okay. And they don't know that your group is safe yet.
Right.
They don't know that you're safe yet. They don't know that you're
Right.
cool and that you're not a dick. They have no idea. They don't know. Right. So, do a poll every day, get to know them.
Okay, cool.
Think
Yeah,
about
I'll do that.
It's like dating, but you only get one question every day. And it has to be multiple choice.
All right. Yep.
I would recommend that you leave the option for them to type in their own answer as one of the,
Yeah, I like that idea. Yep.
Because
Yeah,
that
you
way,
get a lot more.
because even if you forget stuff or you don't put something in there that's a good option, if you just completely miss the mark, sometimes people will write in enough stuff to give you some more information.
Yep.
So we do know that attracting perfect prospects is something that many network marketers who have any idea what the heck's going on is something that they want to do. Okay.
Yeah, that seems to be, I mean, I've had a lot of conversations with a lot of network marketers over the years, and that seems to be the number one pain point. How do I attract leads? How do I attract my ideal clients?
Okay. So that's a topic for a webinar. It's a topic for a whole week worth of video posts and
It is, yeah.
clips and shorts and all that kind of stuff.
Right. Okay. Yep.
Right.
Cool. I got tons of direction now, and I feel more fired up about it than I did at the beginning of this call. So that's a good thing.
It is a good thing.
Yeah, it is.
The other thing to be aware of, right, in terms of speed of implementation, you, like before, you may find that you want to do everything with Go High Level, or you might want to do it with whatever you're using. However, if you're doing a unique webinar every week, headline, description, bullet points, opt-in, okay? You can quickly create most of that with ChatGPT if you can't write it yourself and have it be compelling.
Yep.
And you can very quickly create that registration page in Zoom.
Okay.
And even though we ran into some problems with modifying the thank you page to drive it where you want to, what you can do is you can go into the automatic emails that go out from Zoom, and you can turn them all on, and then you can customize each one of them. Okay. Now,
cool.
There's a customizable section where you can put your copy. And so you're going to want to write awesome, highly compelling copy that's going to cause people to go and click over to your video to learn more before the webinar. And so if you want to increase your speed of implementation, build this inside Zoom and either automatically or manually import your list for your webinar into your email system. You can do it manually every day if you have to, or you can do it manually after the webinar is over for those members. But if you set all the automatic emails to go out from Zoom and you customize them with links to where they can go watch your video and book a call, or watch your video and buy your low ticket offer, or whatever it is. Yep. I don't believe you have a low ticket offer right now. So book a call, then you should. And what I'd recommend is, you spend the week, promoting that webinar. I would, did you or did you not build a webinar registration page that looks just like Zoom?
I didn't. I built my own customized one with colors and a nice. Yeah. I made it look nice.
Yeah. And so, so you're not getting registrations for your webinar. So that could be a factor.
Okay.
So let it go. Let the look nice part go, and either build your registration page directly in Zoom and see how that goes, or build it in Zoom and then create a duplicate page in Go High Level that looks as close to the Zoom page as humanly possible that you can get it there. Okay. Right. Yep. Literally same font size, same colors. Yep. If there's an outline around a table, put the outline around the table, right? Like, don't use the Zoom logo, obviously, but everything else. You can use all the same colors, all the same functionality, no extra fields, like the whole thing. All right. And this way you can change the topic. You basically think about it. Every week you're radically changing your headline. Okay. Every week you're radically changing the topic that you're focused on for all your social media content for the week. It's all driving to the webinar. Okay. Right. Yep. And when people join the webinar, they get on your list. And when they get on your list, then they start getting your daily emails. And your daily emails reflect your daily social content. It's all the same. Yep. So the thing is that if you're not getting if you're not getting many registrations for your webinar, the first thing is you need to be looking at your opt-in rate and focusing on improving that. Okay. If you're not getting enough traffic to your webinar page to even have enough data for opt-ins, then you need to get more traffic. And it probably means you're not talking about something that's important to these people.
Right.
So do a poll every day to find out what's important to them to the best of your ability.
Okay.
And if you can't
Yeah,
come
I
up
like
with a
that
question,
idea.
if you can't come up with a question to ask, or if you can't come up with the right answers to put in, use ChatGPT for assistance.
Sure. Yep.
And but you're researching, you're finding out who they are and what they're all about, what makes them tick. And ultimately, hopefully, you're going to find out what they're struggling with. But again, with the Get Shit Done group, like in theory, all of the Get Shit Done people are interested in increasing their productivity and reducing their procrastination.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And that does seem to be the case so far, which is great. I want to point out that the vast majority of my money mindset email list will not join the Get Shit Done group because they're slackers. They want everything done for them. They
Okay,
magically want
gotcha.
to
Interesting.
have
Mm-hmm.
money just like manifest in their
Yep.
life without having to do any work.
Okay.
Get shit done indicates, are you ready
Taking
to
action.
fucking work?
Yeah.
Are you ready to get
Yeah.
ass? Okay,
Yeah.
let's get to it. Right. And that is not the majority. That's the minority.
All
Right.
right.
But it's also attracting much higher caliber entrepreneurs than general money mindset stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So, so what that shows me is there's a very good chance that had I created my first school group as a money mindset group, which was my original plan, it probably would be thriving more.
All right.
Because I have more people in the hopper. I have, tens of thousands of people who are really into money mindset, but not really into productivity.
Yep.
Right. And so, so if you don't have enough attention, the first thing is like, go directly to the people, dude. Call them or reach out to them individually. If they ask you a question that you think you can actually give them some benefit, be like, hey, would it be faster if we just jumped on a call? I can tell you in person exactly how I would handle this.
Right. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Right. And either have that be a tee up for a future sales call or transition to a sales call if it seems appropriate.
Right.
But
Okay.
right now, if you really wanted to, dude, just by private messaging the people in your group, you could have 3 sales calls a day right now.
Okay.
With that one thing alone. And if you're private messaging them every day and building a relationship and connecting with them every day and doing polls every day, and then there's activity in your group, more people are going to join your group.
True.
And as more people join your group, you have more people you can connect with. And after you connect with everybody individually, they're all going to realize you're cool and that you're not like a sleazy used car salesman or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then they'll start interacting more with your posts. So it's
right.
it's,
Okay.
it's like I think that you need to develop a deeper relationship, and as a result of developing the relationship, you need to listen to them and ask them what's going on with them. Where are they challenged right now? What are they struggling with? One of the biggest things that I've seen in working with a whole ton of one-on-one hypnosis clients in the last few months, in particular, after taking many years off of doing much of that, is that I have a lot of people who either are gainfully employed or were until fairly recently and they retired. And some of them are working part-time and trying to start a business. Some of them are just working to start their business. But one issue is zero personal accountability. They have high degrees of accountability when answering to somebody else, low degrees of accountability when answering to themselves. So they never follow through on the courses on the that they purchase, the home study courses, programs that they purchase,
Mm-hmm.
and even the coaching that multi-$1,000 coaching programs that they purchase.
Okay.
Many people will get about 75% of the way through and then magically get bored and not complete the process.
Yep.
And not get the result. And then the words that they use is, I've tried a whole bunch of things and none of them worked.
Sure. Yeah, I hear that a lot. Yeah.
And with further digging, we come to find out, the truth is you're not following through. Why aren't we following through? If people feel terrible about it. The reason you're not following through is because your subconscious mind wants you to be safe. It wants to keep you where you are within your existing social norms, within your existing financial financial bracket, and it doesn't want you to do anything crazy or take any giant risks that might embarrass you. That might. The other thing is that the brain uses more calories than the rest of the body combined. Okay.
Wow.
And thinking, working through problems and challenges burns a lot of calories. It's an enormous amount
Really?
of
I didn't
effort.
realize that. Wow,
Yeah,
that's amazing.
enormous amount of effort to think
Okay.
and to
Yep.
think critically and to do things that we're not good at and to
Mhm.
learn. And I would even go so far as to suggest that when it comes to getting into the difficult stuff and learning the stuff where there's probably going to be a breakthrough, part of your subconscious doesn't even want to do the work. It's just like trying to save some energy, you know? And so
Interesting. Yeah.
there
Okay.
are a lot of factors at play, and people get
Yeah.
embarrassed about it, and it's understandable. But at the end of the day, the 75% rule, and then like I'm quick to start, but I'm not so good on the finish, right? Like that's a huge issue for people.
Yeah.
Huge issue. People also berate themselves for their level of procrastination, right? And there's such a simple cure. Like the simple cure for procrastination is get really clear on the top 3 most important things you need to do today and knock them out. Suddenly, where's all that procrastination? Doesn't exist. So like get super specific and super clear on what you need to get done. So Eric, what's I guess we're kind of running out of time. Send me a link to your prosperity webinar, and I'll give you some pointers on how you can improve that registration page.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll do that.
I want you to get a really killer headline and 3 really, really dialed in bullet points that are more or less derived from the headline about the value that people are going to get, like the value that people are going to get from being on this webinar. Okay. And you might want to even try building a webinar registration page for a webinar that you wish someone else would do that would help you.
Okay.
And you may or may not ever run the webinar, but like like write a headline and some bullets. Like imagine 1 or 2 of the top network marketing people that you know, and that they were due to do a training just for you. What would that registration page say? That would like you would happily pay to be on that webinar.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing to think about.
Okay.
Right.
That's how compelling you want your page to be.
Okay, cool. I like that. Yep.
Right. So do more polls every day, find out, and like, I want to hear next week, like Thursday or Friday, like I want to hear what you've learned about your people this week. Like that's really,
yeah,
I think one of the biggest things that you need to learn more about your people by interviewing the experts and by asking them directly, right? Reach out on Messenger to learn about them with the purpose of getting them on sales calls if appropriate.
Sure. Okay. Yep.
Okay. And as soon as possible, approve my post in your group so we can see if anybody responds.
Yeah, I'll do that right after.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, dude, at the end of the day, you need to be getting more people registered for your webinar, and you need to have probably a better headline and hook, probably better bullet points and a stronger call to action, and definitely better, more compelling related content that you're making each day that hits on those very same points.
Yeah, no, I feel that. No, that's great. And I have a ton of notes from this today's episode, and feel fired up, and I have a lot of direction to work with now, and I'm excited to get shit done.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Rock and roll. And I strongly recommend you reach out to the rest of those 9 people in the next 2 days and
I'll do that.
See how many you can get booked, and see if you can get somebody to do an interview, like before the end of the week, if you can.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Cool.
stay focused each week. Get more webinar registrants. That's your focus right now. You need more people to register for the webinar this week than did last week. That's it. That's the goal. One way or the other. Yep.
Awesome.
Cool, dude.
Thank you so much.
Roll. Yeah, thank you. Awesome,
Yeah.
guys. Well, we didn't even do any commercials, so
I did mine at the beginning.
Oh yeah, you did.
You know what you didn't do yet, Tellman? You didn't do your positive focus or your commercial.
I didn't do my positive focus or my commercial. Well, I did my positive focus. I guess I did. I wasn't clear about it.
Okay.
I was saying that I'm really getting to know. I mean, interestingly, I'm really getting to know my clients a lot better as people are
cool.
like as I'm working with individual clients, as people are filling out these intake forms. I'm starting to see more of a pattern of where people are struggling right now and what people are struggling with. Guys, we did just reopen the doors for free lifetime membership. We've been charging for the Get Shit Done community at getshitdone.com, but I decided to open the doors for the rest of the month, maybe longer, but for the rest of the month. If you want to join a driven, motivated, hungry group of entrepreneurs who wants to support you in getting shit done and wants to be supported in getting shit done, in order to make faster progress in your business, overcome procrastination, to increase your productivity and help you make more money along the way, go to getshitdone.com. We'd love to have you in there if you're a results-driven, positive, optimistic, hungry, motivated entrepreneur who values having a good work ethic. We'd love to see you there. And I know we've been talking a lot about hypnosis today. And if you're not into hypnosis or you're anti-hypnosis, ignore this message. However, if you want to supercharge your productivity, if you want to improve your money mindset, if you want to decrease your stress and anxiety, if you want to raise the bar on your financial thermostat, overcome your money blocks, remove any resistance that you might have in order to take the necessary actions to get the results that you're looking for, I would love to work with you. And you would probably love to work with me too. If you like the Get Shit Done show, and or if you're a previous hypnosis client or customer, you can go to workwithtellman.com. I have a special going on right now where you can name your own price or pay what it's worth to you for a private hypnosis session. Normally $1,000. You get to name your own price right now. And I have a few spots open on my calendar for next week. If you are interested in scooping up one of them, it's at workwithtellman.com. So that's awesome. We've had a whole bunch of comments in here today from Liz and so Curtis. Sorry, I didn't pop this on earlier, guys. Curtis earlier said he was on with us live, so that's cool.
Hey, Curtis.
And Liz, you did a whole bunch of things, so I'm not going to say them all, but one of the things that Liz, or show them all, one of the things that Liz said was, I am writing to all who have responded in any way. It cannot hurt. Well, I mean, I guess it might hurt, but it probably won't, right? Let's see. Thank you all for all the comments, Liz. She ends up saying good ideas. And then good old Rick Burdo. Rick, great to see you. You are awesome. Hey, Rick, I would love to see you in the Get Shit Done group. And like, I would love to hear about your entrepreneurial projects. I haven't heard much of an update from you in a long time. So let me know what's going on. Shoot me a text or something. Yeah. So the main thing, Eric, is get more people registered for your webinar and like start reporting in on it, right? Don't dodge those numbers. Like really start looking at how many clicks you actually generate, what's your opt-in rate, and so on. And as you improve your messaging, everything's going to improve. But like,
I feel that. Yeah. I need to figure out what they want and
in their words.
Yeah. Otherwise my messaging is just going to fly over them.
Right. And
yeah.
you have enough time right now that you can do one-on-one sales calls. And so I would just decide how many you're going to get booked every day.
Okay.
If it's 3, set that time aside, block it off. And if you don't have sales calls, you're messaging people privately to connect with them and to purposefully learn more about who they are and what they're struggling with and try to find a way to help them.
Okay.
That's it.
Yeah, sounds good.
That's the name of the game.
That's
awesome. Rock and roll, everybody. Well, this has been episode 51 of the Get Shit Done show. And you know what time it is?
It's time to get shit done.
It's time to get shit done. So we're about to do our work party where we're gonna slice and dice episodes of the Get Shit Done show and push it out as video shorts on a wide variety of social media channels, where we're going to edit, clean up, add captions, and tune up the episode and put it on YouTube as a standalone video in addition to the live. We're going to spend some time interacting inside both the Get Shit Done Facebook group and the Get Shit Done school group. And we're going to stream live on TikTok, or at least I am, for a few minutes, because I'm personally rising to the TikTok streaming challenge. I've been meaning to get started with TikTok for a while, and it looks like yesterday is the day. So TikTok is part of our strategy here. So lots to do, and that's just to get the day started. I also have a hypnosis session at noon. I have another appointment at 2, and so full day. It's going to be awesome. All right, guys. Well, Eric, thank you as always for being here. You're an awesome co-host, and
yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I want you to focus on more webinar registrants, that's the focus.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I love the idea of the polls and all your suggestions today. Yeah, a ton to work with, so I appreciate that.
Both the open-ended questions and the polls, I think you can do those in most other people's Facebook groups too. So one of the interesting thing is you can go in. Oh, really?
Oops.
Anyway, I don't know. I guess this is the end of the show, but you can go into other people's Facebook groups and do your polls and get answers.
Cool. Yeah, I'll try that
with somebody else's audience, and it will give them information as well. So it's like it's all there waiting for you. All right, I guess the technology gods are kicking us off today. So work with Tellman.com. I'll have you staring into space. This is awesome. Thank you, Eric. And thank you, all of our lovely viewers. We will see you all at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. Over and out.
Over and out.
Toodaloo. All right. Great.
It shows we're still streaming.
Huh. End stream. Oh, it says it. Oh, that's interesting. It says it looks like you're logged out of StreamYard. Log back in again. What happened is I cleared my cache when my whatever. We are still streaming.
Okay.
I'll work it out. You guys can keep watching if you want to. We're having technical difficulties.
I'm gonna log out, and I'll catch you guys later.